I'm here today to talk about camaraderie. Some of you may not actually know what camaraderie is. Camaraderie comes from the word comrade, which in French means friend. So basically, camaraderie is just friendship with a lot of teamwork involved with it. Anyone who's on a sports team, or even people you work with, or even people you go to school with, have camaraderie. The first passage I'm going to share is from a newspaper from Melbourne, Australia. Sports programs develop more than just a conditioned athlete. Character, leadership, and camaraderie are traits that stay with participants throughout their life. And the coaching staff at Melbourne High School said this year's team captain, senior Ed Harrison, embodies all of those qualities. During a high school wrestling match last year, Harrison broke his collarbone. Several months later, he was in an automobile accident and broke his back in what is called a vertebrae burst fracture. Doctors said he may never walk again. Harrison underwent spinal reconstruction and has a 6-inch steel plate and screws in his back. During his recovery, therapists weren't hopeful about his mobility, but his teammates rallied around him. The other swimmers constantly gave him encouragement that he could come back and be an intricate part of the team. And that's exactly what he has done, eventually becoming the anchor on the 200-yard freestyle relay team. He started swimming as a part of his therapy to gain strength and improve his movement with the steel plate in his back. Then, while returning home on his bicycle from swim practice this summer, he was struck by an automobile. He dislocated his shoulder and sustained bruises. I only missed a couple of days from swim practice, Harrison said. At a recent swim meet, Harrison just missed breaking the school record in the 100-yard breaststroke. He has improved his time from last year by 5 seconds. Coach Jim Greer said Harrison's attitude and efforts have inspired the team to work harder. Harrison's spinal reconstruction, using a new microscopic technique, was performed by Dr. Donald Viegel and Hart. His injury has healed so well, the steel plate and screws were scheduled to be removed this fall, but Harrison postponed the surgery until after swim season. I was really looking forward to my senior year and didn't want to let my teammates down, said Harrison. He will get his test next season when the Bulldogs face Satellite High School on Friday. Regardless of the outcome, the team has a unique story combining the power of positive thinking and the value of camaraderie. Now, an example that I like to think of camaraderie is the baseball team I was on last year. During the high school season, not everyone got along. The seniors kind of went off and did their thing, and then the juniors were kind of in a separate group. And the coaching didn't really help during the school ball season. But once we got to Legion, the coaches really brought everyone together, and we went from being pretty much last in conference to being ranked in the top 5 in the state, just because we started working together better. The next passage, I have a couple of quotes from movies. The first two are from Remember the Titans. The first part is the speech he gives at the field in Gettysburg. This is where they fought the Battle of Gettysburg. 50,000 men died right here on this field, fighting the same fight that we are still fighting amongst ourselves today. This green field right here, painted red, bubbling with the blood of young boys, smoke and hot lead pouring right through their bodies. Listen to their souls, man. I killed my brother with malice in my heart. Hatred destroyed my family. You listen, and you take a lesson from the dead. If we don't come together right now on this hallowed ground, we will too be destroyed, just like they were. I don't care if you like each other or not, but you will respect each other. And maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll learn to play this game like men. Another quote is from Coach Boone, also as a pregame speech. Tonight we've got Hayfield. Like all the other schools in this conference, they're all white. But they don't have to worry about race. We do. Let me tell you something. You don't let anyone come between us. Nothing tears us apart. In Greek mythology, the Titans were greater even than the gods. They ruled their universe with absolute power. Well, that football field out there, that's our universe. Let's rule it like Titans. And then my final quote is from the movie Sandlot. We all lived in the neighborhood for a couple of years, or a couple of more years, mostly through junior high school, and every summer was great. But none of them ever came close to the first one. When one guy would move away, we never replaced him on the team with anyone else. We just kept the game going like he was still there. And what I think is that it shows that once camaraderie is formed, it's really, really hard to destroy it and come between it. For example, I haven't exactly been the best teammate the past year, with suspensions and everything, and during baseball, I had to serve 50% suspension, and it wouldn't have been possible without the whole team, rallying around me and keeping me into it. Otherwise, I would have wanted to have no part of it. So, the last passage I'm going to share with you is a poem called Camaraderie. I'm looking for camaraderie, and I can find it nowhere. All I find is competition and envy. Is this not the sign of decadent memory? Elephant trunks in the graveyard, raping sanity? Thatched roofs were woven together in harmony. Everyone's hands were honest work dirty. When teamwork was a necessity, the fruits were reaped. We reaped were even fair, and camaraderie somehow was in the air. Is black and white the true color, or clear the story is told? Are rainbows fantasies and grand-scale productions truer than the tales of old? There's something in a book that holds its own magic, something in a look when you stare. What is it about the box, so plastic and tragic, that looks real, but is not really there? I need to know the unknowable, to drink till I'm drunk, the unquenchable, the pattern of a snowflake, the number of the stars. The lost memory of the mystery that's unmentionable. Reap what you sow. Learn what you already sweat until you grin and do it again. For the lasting pleasure of simplicity, break down the wall of complicity and stand alone together in camaraderie. Basically, in any situation when you're working with a team, whether it be at work, sports, or even at school or wherever you are, you're not going to get very far without the people surrounding you and your teammates. So in my opinion, camaraderie is one of the most important traits a group of people